All right, guys. French toast and over medium over easy eggs. My camera angle is weird today. It's the only way the thing would work for me. Sorry about that. So, for the French toast mixture, some of you have probably made French toast before. All it is eggs, milk, and then I have some cinnamon and nutmeg in here. There's recipe in the packet, and then there's some butter for the pan. So again, I have this skillet. You can do it in a pan, totally fine. So I'm gonna put it into a pie pan so that I can drench my bread slices in it. So you can do whatever bread you have at home, whatever sliced bread you have at home, or whatever you like to use as a family. I grabbed Texas toast because we were talking about it in class the other day, and it just, I don't know, jumped out at me at the store. So I have Texas toast here. And then I have my skillet going. I'm going to show you guys over medium and over easy eggs too in this demo, but I'm going to do French toast first. So, and I have a little plate here to land them on. So you always want to have something to land them on. So for this, you want to just drench your bread in the egg mixture, and then I would take the actual egg. So don't let them sit in there forever. That'll make your bread super soggy and hard to move. So get some butter, either melt butter or get butter down on your pan, or if you're using a flat top. And then pretty easy French toast. So you're just looking for color. You're just looking for those eggs to coagulate and to turn colors. So I'm going to try something on camera that I've never tried before in a second. I saw it probably on a video somebody sent me. So remember, you have a contaminated hand, so don't grab something that you're going to eat from that. You're going to want to wash your hands in between. But I'm still going. So I've never done this before. I'm doing it on camera. So I'm going to dip my French toast in the egg. And then I have some cornflakes that I'm gonna push it down in just to give it a little bit of crunch. And you can do any cereal really. You just don't want something that's gonna get a lot of color on it. So what's up with that? And then we'll see how that bad boy turns out. I'll do another one like that too. So you're just gonna go until you don't have any egg left. You can always make more egg if you have more bread. The egg part's like the easiest part to do. French toast is super easy. I remember making French toast a lot when I was your guys' age because it's delicious and it's super easy. Okay, so I'm gonna do one more and then I'm gonna wash my hands. Just kidding, maybe. Yeah, one more. So that was good. That made seven slices of bread. Rad. I'm going to take a quick peek, see what's going on. I'm not quite there, but I'm almost there, but I need to wash my hands. Make sure you guys are washing your hands and cleaning up after yourselves. I know that probably sounds like a broken record, but I want to make sure your parents aren't hating me for letting me borrow their kitchens for my class. Okay, so you're going to kind of peek, see what's going on, and if it looks like there's some color, it looks like that's what you like. This is, oh yeah, getting a little color on those ones, which is weird. This must be the hotter side. So I'm gonna flip them over. You're gonna get a little more color on those cornflake ones than you are just on the egg, just because the cornflakes are sticking up. But you can go, I like really crispy French toast. I don't like there to be any sog about it. So I actually wait a little bit to turn mine. So just like that. And then I want you guys to start thinking about plating. Start thinking about like mindful, beautiful plating. You could cut these in half and make little wedges. You can make a little sauce for them. If you were to do like a berry compote, you can do like, let's say like a cup of strawberries, a third a cup of sugar or so, and a couple tablespoons of water, maybe a splash of lemon juice. and heat that up on the stove until those berries start to break down, and you can kind of take a spoon and break them down, and then there's strawberry syrup. Easy as that. In the pastry kitchen, it's a compote, but in the breakfast kitchen, it's a syrup. So on these cornflake ones, I don't think they're a total failure, but honestly, I think they're more made or would be better in the oven. So you definitely can do that. I'm gonna ditch those, and then I'm gonna ditch the cornflakes, and then I'm gonna put them in the oven and see what happens. I just feel like they're gonna get crispier that way. It seems like right underneath those cornflakes is kind of soggy bread, which is not my favorite thing in the world. Actually, it's like my least favorite thing in the world. I'm gonna put that last one on there, put these guys in the oven. So I'm just gonna put them in the oven to toast, just like you would like toasting bread if you didn't have a toaster. So clean up my mess, and then I'm gonna show you guys what's up with over easy and over medium eggs. And this video actually I'm gonna cut it off at French toast and let you watch 2 videos. Okay, so my French toast is done. I put it over here. So French toast is done. You wanna do your French toast, and then before it gets soggy, have your stuff ready to go, and then get your over easy eggs going. So I put some butter down in the pan. You want enough butter so that the pan is coated, but you don't want it like drenched in butter. So then to crack your eggs on a flat surface, and then what you guys are probably gonna need to do is just pull them apart. You wanna pull them apart gently, and gently put them down into the container, otherwise your yolk might break. So again, you wanna make sure you get your pan heated to medium-high heat, put enough butter just to coat the surface in there, and then once it starts sizzling, you're ready to go with that over easy egg. So put them in a container so you can lower them into the pan. And you always wanna do this, so just in case you get a shell, you're not like trying to dig around in your pan for that shell, and you're gonna protect your yolk better. So my pan's pretty hot. I'm gonna put a pinch of salt down in there, and then I'm just gonna kind of make sure that it's not stuck to the bottom. Again, make sure you're using a rubber spatula for this. So right now, what you're waiting to happen is for the eggs to coagulate. So when I'm doing over easy eggs, I wait for the eggs to almost all the way in the middle, you can kind of see there, all the way in the middle get done, and wait for some structure to happen. So I want to get it to the point where it moves easily in the pan, just like this. This is putting a lot of pressure on me to do a good flip. So it's really hard to flip these without actually just flipping it. So I wait for it to get almost all the way coagulated where it's moving around easy in the pan like this. Hopefully you can see that. And you don't want to take it off the heat, because if you take it off the heat, it's not going to move as easily. But I don't want those yolks to set up at all. So what's happened is most of the whites set up around there. There's just a little chunk in the middle of the whites that's not set up. So I'm going to push it to the bottom of the pan, and then I'm going to flip it over just like that. So that's going to probably end up, we'll see. We'll see what it ends up wanting to be. I'm guessing it might be an over medium, but this is going to take you guys a little bit of practice. So the only reason I would say over medium, I was talking too much and waiting, is because there's a little bit of yellow. So let's call the yolk orange. I can see a little bit of the yellow from the coagulated egg yolk there. But I'm just going to cook this on this side until it moves freely, and then it's going to be good to go. So where it moves like that, and then I'm going to put it out onto a plate. Again, don't wait on this. If you wait on this, then your eggs are going to overcook. So out onto a plate, and then that's a pretty over easy egg. Mr. Halperin's in the building, and he doesn't think I can cook an over easy egg very well. That's pretty good. Okay, so I'm gonna put this off the side. I'm gonna do it one more time. Make sure there's no extra egg or anything in your pan, because that'll screw you up too. So I'm gonna just put enough butter to coat, and you wanna wait for it to sizzle. Then, remember, crack onto the table, separate. And remember, you're gonna get, when you crack it on the table, you might get a little dribble of egg. And remember, that's a contaminant. So we wanna clean that up as soon as we can so nobody gets sick. So wait for the sizzle on this guy. I turned it down because I had it too hot last time. So wait for the sizzle on your butter and then you're gonna go from there. So I'm waiting for it. Okay, so starting to sizzle. I'm gonna add my eggs in, so lower them gently into the pan. So you're gonna do the same thing. I want to see, you're gonna do the same thing for over easy and over medium. I want to see that you can cook an over easy egg, and I think that you guys all can. So if you get an over easy egg that you've cooked too far, just take it to over medium. So over easy is where the yolk is not set up, all of it's runny. Over medium, your yolk will have a little bit set up around the outside. So again, my burner's freaking out. So you want it to be sizzling. You want to make sure that about almost all of that egg white is set up. And you want it to be able to move freely. So once it moves freely, that what it's telling me is that the egg has set up on the bottom of the pan and it's not still raw. So I'm going to try to coax it to the bottom of my pan like that, and then I'm going to flip it over gently. So that, I would say, is an over medium egg. So I don't see any yellow on that. Hopefully you can see that around the outside. It's super runny yolk. So I'm just going to let that set up on that side. If you're going to take it to over medium, you're just going to go a little bit further. Okay. So I think the hardest part of getting the over medium egg out, maybe take the spatula and come underneath it, but sometimes you do that and the yolk breaks just like it did there. So that, in my opinion, is the hardest part about doing this. So I'm gonna do it one more time for you guys, just so we're all square. Clean out my pan so there's no egg remnants there, and this is, so I think honestly on that one, I had just a little too much butter on it. So remember, just enough butter to coat the pan. You're gonna go on medium-high heat, more towards the medium, less towards the high. Grab some eggs. Okay, even if you don't love eggs, I'm sure there's someone in your household that's gonna eat these for you. So to crack, smack on the table gently, and then pull it apart where it breaks. Okay, and then you're gonna wait for the sizzle. I'm gonna pull out those French toasts I put in. Oh yeah, for sure. So the ones with the cornflakes on them, you wanna make sure, wait until they're crispy. I would definitely at least finish them in the oven. I'd start them in a pan just to set that egg and then finish them in the oven if that's what you're gonna do. If you don't wanna do it, just do the normal. That's totally chill too. Okay, so waiting to hear my sizzle, start to hear my sizzle. So just a little bit. You just wanna see some movement in the pan, like the butter's kind of hanging out, it's hot. But you don't want it to be like screaming at you and starting to turn brown. I want to make that clarification. So once it's starting to kind of move around in there, you're going to add your eggs gently. I don't know why it's such a bummer to me when I add eggs in and then the yolk, like I get it to this point and I'm set and I'm ready to go and the egg just like dies. The yolk dies in the pan. So if it starts freaking out like that and you hear a lot of noise, turn down your burner a little bit because you don't want it to cook too fast for you. Okay, I'll take these ones to over medium. And then that'll be that. So French toast, over easy, over medium eggs. So do 2 of each and practice. Because remember, that's how you make friends in college or in adult life, I guess. I think that if you can cook people eggs, they will love you forever. Just kidding. Okay, so push it or get it gently to the edge of the pan, and then you're gonna lift up, or you're gonna flip up like this and over. So into the pan, flip over like that. So that is an over medium egg. So you can kind of see, I'll bring it up to the camera, so you can see that that has a lot of yellow cooked into it. And so if you do that, that's totally fine. It just means your heat is too high. So like breakfast cooks, they just keep their pans on the same heat the whole time, so they can just kind of do that. So I'll let this cook for just a little bit longer, and then that'll be my over medium egg. Okay, rad, done, boom.